Welcome back to Apple Mary and Dennie Foil the Swindlers. Today we're reading chapter 14. Mrs. Dent's heart sank when she heard Apple Mary pounding on the door.
Oh, heavens! Why did she have to do that?
She moaned.
Mr. CRAFTEE will hear her, Mother,
cried Jean. Jean was right. Mr. CRAFTEE did hear the pounding. By the time Mrs. Dent had opened the door and bundled Dennie into Apple Mary's arms, he was in the room.
What is the meaning of all this noise? Who are these people?
He demanded.
Oh, it's just a couple of beggars,
replied Mrs. Dent, thinking quickly.
Get out,
he shouted, turning on Apple Mary.
And don't come snooping around here again. Go on, get out.
Apple Mary got out, feeling very dejected. But her spirits rose on the way back to Mrs. Hetty's when Dennie told her of what he had overheard the men saying. "I knew it! I knew it!" she exclaimed. She became depressed again, however. We know now they stole the property. But we can't prove it, Dennie.
Maybe not right now, Grandma, but I bet we can sometime.
All the way home, they talked of Dennie's great discovery. Miss Hetty greeted them warmly upon their arrival.
There's someone waiting for you in the parlor, she said.
Someone waiting for us? Asked Apple Mary, puzzled.
He's a friend of yours,
Miss Hetty assured her. And so he was. Bill Biff had arrived in their absence.
Hello, folks,
he greeted them.
Well, Dennie, you're sure looking great. Seems a shame to take you back to the city. Say,
he went on,
Miss Hetty said you were over at Old Man CRAFTEE's place. Did you find anything?
Just one thing. But that's important, answered the woman. They did steal my place for the oil on it. This was real news, and Bill had to hear about everything that had transpired at the big house. Just as Dennie had finished his story, he looked out the window and saw Jean running up the walk.
Mother sent me to warn you that Mr. Sprocket is on his way over to find out about you and Dennie,
she told Apple Mary. Find out what about us? Demanded Apple Mary.
Mr. CRAFTEE's afraid you were spying on him. He mustn't know Dennie was inside the house,
explained the child.
Mother would lose her job. She had to tell him you were staying here.
Jean barely had time to slip out the back door before Mr. Sprocket was at the front.
My name is Sprocket, he said,
as Apple Mary stepped into the hall to meet him when Miss Hetty opened the door.
Mr. CRAFTEE sent me over to inquire about the little boy. He feels sorry for him. Thinks he might do something to help the lad.
Oh, he does?
Replied Apple Mary. She realized that Sprocket's story was just a trick to get to talk to them.
Do you mind if I talk to the boy alone?
What for? Asked the woman suspiciously.
Sure, let him.
put in Bill. Apple Mary and Bill left Sprocket and Denny alone in the parlor, but they stayed close outside the door. Bill put his ear to the door and listened.
Sounds like Sprocket's getting a bit rough.
He said. After a few minutes,
Guess it's time for me to take a hand.
Listen,
Sprocket was saying to Denny as Bill opened the door.
You better come clean about why you're here at Green Acres. Or else.
or else?
Barked Bill at Sprocket, clenching his fists.
Go ahead, say it. Or else what? Wait a minute,
Answered the man, not anxious to antagonize Bill. Bill ordered him out, however, and Sprocket had to report to Mr. CRAFTEE that he had failed to get any information. Mr. CRAFTEE was angry, but ordered Sprocket to keep on the trail of Apple Mary and Dennie, following them wherever they might go. Jean was outside the door of the room in which the men talked and overheard Mr. CRAFTEE's final words. 5 minutes later, she was over at Miss Hetty's.
And Mr. Sprocket's going to follow you back to the city.
She ended, as she reported to Apple Mary what she had heard.
Oh, he is he?
Well, we'll see how far he gets, returned Apple Mary. That's the end of chapter 14. We'll see you next time for chapter 15, Important Papers. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll come back next time. Cheers. Have the best day or night.